Hi there, welcome to writing class. In today's class, we are going to discuss about different kinds of pie charts. I mean 4 pie chart in a single academic task 1 writing. Okay, so this is your question right in front of you. So let's see how you can write, how you can comprehend, I could say that 4 pie charts in a single essay. So the trick I am going to tell after the question discussion. So first we will discuss the question. The pie chart shows the electricity generated in Germany and France from all sources and renewables from in the year 2009. Summarize the information by selecting and reporting the main features and make comparisons where relevant. Okay, so always I say that before moving to the discussion, always I say that you have to understand the diagram thoroughly and then only go for your writing. Okay, if not, you will lose your marks because most of the points you might miss if you don't understand the diagram thoroughly. So let's see the question, what it is says about the pie charts, what the pie chart shows about the electricity. See, our focus of the question is about the electricity generated. So in Germany and France, so it is clearly given like the electricity generation in Germany and France from different sources and renewable. There are many sources along with the renewables, right, from in the year 2009. So understand the question. The question says about there are 4 pie charts. It shows about the electricity generation especially in Germany and France from in the year 2009. You got it? And here always I say that when you write, you have to summarize, and for that you need to select and report the information about the main features and make comparisons. So it is written like where relevant. So you can't make comparison, only the place which it is relevant is good. Okay, so we'll move to the diagram. So in the question it says about the electricity generation. You got it? This is your focus. Where? In Germany and in France. Got it? Heading says about Germany electricity generation in 2009, that is 560 billion kilowatt, and France electricity generation, that is 510 billion kilowatt. Okay, and then what is the main point here? Here it is all types and here it is renewable. Here also it is all type and here it is renewable. So this is our first pie chart and this is our second. Why I am saying this is first and second? Even though there are 4 pie charts, one is a extension of this is the extension of this and this is the extension of this. Okay, so that means literally you have to mention about the 2 pie charts. Okay, got it? And then how the energy distribution, you can see here how much is the mostly like conventional thermal is the common here, right? It is 59.6%. got it? And here it is biomass, it is 39.3%. and here how much, this is a big proportion, I think almost covers the entire circumference. It is 76.1/3, sorry 2/3 of it is 76%. What it is? Nuclear. And here in renewable it is hydroelectric, it is 80.5%. I think you got the diagram well, and there are different other sources as well. Always I say that hope or the first you have to go for your main information or the main features or striking features and then move to much further details. Okay, so let's move to the sample essay now. So the 4 pie charts. Okay, so you have to mention how many. The 4 pie charts compare the electricity generated between Germany and France. Why I have written between? Because there is only 2 countries. Got it? Suppose if there is more 3 countries, suppose, okay, what you are going to write instead of between, what you are going to write? Among. Okay, because of course if it is more than 2 you have to use the word among, okay, instead of 3, something like that. You got it? So the 4 pie chart compare the electricity generated between Germany and France during 2009. This exactly explained in our pie chart, and it is measured in billion kilowatt. Always I say that it is not mandatory. If units are given, you can write. Okay, so this is your overall perspective what this your pie chart is about. So it literally says about your question also. It says about the electricity generated in Germany and France in 2009, and the measurement is in kilowatt, billion kilowatts. You got it? So it is mentioned in your question itself. So literally the question is translated somewhat in the form of one first sentence in your introduction. Okay, yeah. Then what we are going to do, then we are going to talk about the overall trend. Whatever things I underline here, you have to focus in your writing. Okay, so overall it can be seen that conventional thermal was the main source of electricity in Germany, whereas nuclear was the main source in France. So let's move to the diagram. You will clearly understand when you see the diagram. Overall, what I have written, overall it can be seen that what conventional thermal was the main source of electricity in Germany. Okay, and whereas, because I am going to compare, whereas nuclear power or nuclear was the main source. Got it? So this was the major source. You got it? Because we have talked about the major trend. This is the major trend in your pie chart, or the most of the circumference is more for nuclear and for conventional in Germany and France. So that's your sentence. So I have used a connector, I mean like comparison over here, whereas. Okay, so you got it, this sentence. So now I am moving to further details. Okay, now what I am going to talk about, in different countries I have to talk, right? So what I am saying about the bulk of electricity in Germany. So I am going to talk about Germany here, whose total output was 560 billion kilowatt, came from conventional thermal at 59.6%. Okay, let's move to the point first. The bulk of electricity, because this is not a small amount, right? It's a lot of energy. So I have used the word the bulk. Okay, the bulk of electricity in Germany, whose total output was how much? 59.6%. Okay, and how much is the total amount? It is about 560 billion. Okay, and the conventional thermal was about how much? 59.6%. So literally the sentence is about the bulk of electricity in Germany, whose total output was 560 billion kilowatt, came from conventional thermal. It's about 59.6%. Got it? Okay, let's move to the sample then. In France, what's with France? In France, the total output was lower. So I have used a comparison here, like how the trend, more than comparison, I have used a trend, because always you have to use some kind of trends in your writing. So lower at 510 billion. See the difference here, it is 560 and 510. So obviously there is 50 differences there. That means it is lower. Okay, 510 billion kilowatt. And in contrast to Germany, conventional thermal accounted for just 10.3%. Okay, one thing I would like to mention, and with most of the electricity comes from nuclear power. So one thing I would like to mention over here, that when you get any form of pie chart, always think that there will be main features and sub features. Go for the main features first, then sub features. Always you can compare, contrast, or set the trend for sure. This is 100% sure. Okay, so let's move to the diagram and I'll explain how in France. So now what I'm going to do, in Germany I have set the main trend. Now I'm going to move in France. In France, the total output was lower at about 510 billion kilowatt. Okay, here it was how much? 560, and here it is 510. So that means a negative trend, a lower trend. Okay, and in contrast to Germany, conventional thermal accounted for 10.3%. See here, conventional thermal was accounted for 10.3%, and here it is how much? A large amount. It's almost 60%. Got it? So I have made a comparison because 60 to 10 somewhat. See the difference? So it's a major trend. I have to compare it. So I have compared. As compared to Germany, this is this. Got it? Okay. Then with most electricity from nuclear power. So you can see in the diagram, in nuclear power 76%. So with a single sentence I have compared both the trends in in all type of energy in Germany and France. We got it. So now almost this part is done. We have to talk about this also, right? So let's move to the other aspect of the sample. In Germany, the proportion of nuclear power generated electricity was only 1/5 of the total. Okay. So what it says about the proportion of nuclear power generated electricity was only 1/5 of the. See here you can see why I am saying 1/5. Okay, because the total is it is almost 60%. How much it is? 23%. So it is obviously 1/5. Got it? Because if you divide it 20 and it's more than that, and it's 23% counts only 1/5. So the nuclear energy is about only the 1/5. So that literally about the sentence. In Germany, the proportion of nuclear power generated electricity was only 1/5 of the total. You got it? This is the aspect. So let's move to the another part. Now we have discussed about the all type of energy. Okay, all type of energy. Move to the renewable. This accounted for quite similar proportions for both the countries, and that is ranging from 14% to 17%. So renewables is about 14%. It is somewhat 17%, and here is somewhat 14%. So I have given a range 14% to 17%. Okay, so that's a range. So it is about 17 and 13. So it is always best to give a somewhat in a range. Range means the ratio should be in between. So in between 14 and 17%. So here moving on to the renewable, this accounted for quite similar. Quite similar means somewhat closer to the ratio, or strikingly similar, but it's not exactly similar. Okay, and proportions both countries ranging from around 14% to 17% of total electricity generated. You got it? In detail, in Germany, most of the renewables consist of. Actually, there is a confusion over here, because in all types also there is renewables. There is a separate session for renewable. Okay, keep in mind. Here also renewable is there. Here is also renewable is there. Okay, just keep in mind. In detail, in Germany, most of the renewables consist of wind and biomass, totaling around 75%, which was higher than for hydroelectric and solar. Okay, let's move to the diagram, then you will understand clearly. In Germany where what happens? Most of the renewable consist of wind and biomass. How much? Here wind is there and biomass is there, both are there. And then how much? It is around 39.3% plus 36.9%. It's almost I could say that 75%. So I could added that. In details, in Germany, most of the renewable consist of wind and biomass, totaling around 75%, which was higher than for hydroelectric. How much is hydroelectric? 17.7%, and for solar it is about 6.1%. And even though they have given geothermal, there is no percent, it is 0%. Okay, so move to here the sentence. In details, Germany, most of the renewable consist of wind and biomass, totaling around 75%, which was higher than for hydroelectric 17.7% and 6.1%. So in a single sentence I have included the entire diagram in a single single sentence. I have included this entire pie chart. So if you could accomplish that feat, it is really good, I could say that, because you could reduce the number of words in your writing and you could score better bands. Okay, and then And the situation was, I have discussed only Germany, now France is there. So the situation was very different in France, where hydroelectric made up 80.5% of renewable energy in electricity, with biomass, wind and solar making up the remaining 20%. Okay, first we will deal with this. Let's move to the diagram. This is about the France renewable. What it is there, where the hydroelectric power is 80.5. See here, this is the major proportion of renewable. Okay, and then other areas like biomass, solar and wind and all, it is very negligible, like 0.9, 10.5. So if you write it in a, like, solar is this much, wind is this much, biomass is, it's very not good or something like that. If you really total it all together, like somewhat it is close to 20%. Okay, if you write, that's really good. Okay, so that's why I have constructed a just one sentence. Okay, just one sentence for this, and then one sentence for this as well. So total two sentences for this two diagrams. So that's really good if you could do that. Okay, and the last sentence, what it is, neither country used geothermal energy, because they have given additional data over here. See here, it is geothermal and this is 0%, and here also is geothermal, it is 0%. So there is nothing, but still it is there in the diagram. That means we cannot omit the point, we have to mention somewhere. So neither country used geothermal energy. No country used geothermal energy. It is always best to use some good words, like, that's why I have used. You can't say no country used geothermal energy or something like that. You can't. Okay, so this is about our IELTS pie chart of 4 pie charts, how you can compare, contrast, make your IELTS writing very I mean, like, up to the band of 9. Okay, so I hope you really understood the part, and always keep in mind that when you write, you understand your diagram thoroughly. That's 100%. If you can understand your diagram 100%, I can assure you your band is 9 or 8 for sure. Okay, and if you don't understand, then I can't guarantee anything. Okay, I hope you understood this aspect and the sample essay, and if you have any queries, you just put in the comment section, and see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.